The big boss at the BBC claims it's such good value for money it should cost 400 quid a year. What do you think? Let's take a look at this story. Hi, me again. Yeah, and I know this was a story that was in the news last week, and I didn't do it because I wanted to get the numbers together to prove his point, and then I stumbled across this article that had done all the work for me. So what I did instead is had a beer and made this video. So let's take a look at this story. Would you pay £400 a year for the BBC? No, but we should probably read on anyway, otherwise it'd be a very short video, wouldn't it? Social media users today called Tim Davies' bluff and told him to drop the licence fee and offer annual subscription after the BBC Director General claimed it would cost 400 quid a year if the corporation operated like Netflix, even though Netflix can operate at a lot less of a cost than that, and they're better. Anyway, Mr. Davies said that a bundle of subscriptions offering comparable high quality and advertising-free services to the BBC across video, audio and news would cost far more than the £157.50 licence fee. In response, Twitter user Nigel Malone wrote, "Tell you what, let's run with that, drop the licence fee and go subscription-based, and let's see what subscriber numbers are. That will tell you its worth." Yeah, well said, Nigel. If they didn't make it feel like it was mandatory to buy a TV licence, how many people actually would buy a TV licence? Well, we can find out some sort of numbers of this because in a previous video, put a link above, I looked at the TV licences all around the world. And in countries where there's no penalisation for not paying it, hardly anybody does. Like the rates of not paying, like in the 90% of people not paying because there's no comeback if they don't. Japan, for instance, you know, there is a TV licence in Japan and some people do pay it. But there's no comeback if you don't pay the TV licence. So 90-odd% of people don't pay for it. And why would you if there's no comeback for not paying it? So the reason I didn't want to talk about this story last week is because I wanted to get some numbers together to compare the BBC to Netflix as Tim Davies was trying to do. And I put it off because I couldn't be asked. But then it turns out that the Daily Mail have done it for me. So we can just take a look at that and think of all that time I've saved and drink more beer. Right, let's take a look. How the BBC and Netflix compare. What's available from both providers right now. So on iPlayer, 683 documentaries, 794 on Netflix. And to be fair, some of the Netflix ones, not brilliant. Some are, some aren't. Okay, movies on BBC. 134 movies, 1,125 on Netflix. And they're better ones on Netflix as well. Netflix used to be really shit for films, but they've actually got quite good lately. Some of the films, and especially their own brand ones, they used to be terrible. But now their own brand movies are really good. Like The Irishman was bloody great. TV shows on iPlayer, BBC wins, look, 1,556 versus 1,125. But this is the bit I was interested in, is the UK TV content budget. So the BBC have a budget of 1.6 billion and Netflix is like a third of that. And yet Netflix makes fantastic stuff. Their own brand stuff at the minute is absolutely killing it, way better than the own brand stuff on the BBC. I don't personally care for it, but look at Bridgerton and The Crown, two of the biggest rated drama series of like the last 10 years, isn't it? Were they BBC? No, they were Netflix, and Netflix made them on a third of the budget that the BBC had. That tells you something, doesn't it? Subscription cost. 157.50 for the BBC or 71.88 to 167.88 depending on what one you choose for Netflix. Now the next box says subscribers. So the BBC, 25.5 million homes have a TV licence versus 15.2 million homes in the UK at least have a Netflix subscription. Now I find this one the most interesting of all the numbers because a lot of people believe the TV licence is mandatory. They still believe it. No matter what I say, they believe if you own a TV, you have to pay for the TV licence. So how many of those people are forced to pay it who don't really want to be paying it or don't really use BBC services? So I don't think that's a true number. But the Netflix one is a true number. And look at that, 15.2 million people choose to pay Netflix. There's no comeback if you don't pay it. No one, inspectors are going to knock on your door or anything. They choose to pay it because they make good stuff, there's good stuff on there, and it's good value for money. Something that the BBC just isn't. They're just not, and they never will be. They never will be. So what do you think of this story? Personally, I'd love the BBC to go full subscription because then they're going to see that they're going to have to up their bloody game and make better stuff and stop pissing about with money, because they're going to have to be more responsible with it, aren't they? Because they can just lose subscribers like that. I think it'll be the best thing for the BBC. I personally think the BBC will end up going commercial. That's how I see it going. I can't see them going down the subscription route, mostly because the technology just isn't really in place yet. Too many people like broadcast TV, and that's how they watch BBC content. You know, Netflix is aimed at a younger generation than what the BBC is aimed at. And until that kind of changes round and technology catches up and people stop watching TV broadcast and they just start streaming everything, that's when BBC can make the move. But as I've said in a previous video, I'll put a link above, I think the BBC could kind of do a 50-50 way of doing it. So they could have a subscription through iPlayer or whatever they want to call their app that they do the subscription in, but keep the TV channels. So keep, say, BBC One and keep BBC News. But if you want to watch the premium stuff or you want to watch EastEnders that night, you're going to have to pay and you have to watch it on the iPlayer app. But you can watch the Omnibus on the BBC One broadcast on like Sunday mornings or something, but with adverts on it. So if you want to watch the premium stuff, you go and pay for it. If you want to watch the repeats, BBC One. How that would be different to now, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, another story. So what do you think? Would you pay 400 quid a year for the BBC? What about if they scrapped the TV licence and they made it a subscription service, but kept the price at like 160 quid or something? Would you pay it then? Let me know in the comments below. We'll try and have a bit of a chat about it. I'll see you in another video again soon. Thanks for watching.